Greetings one and all, this is your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn, and here I am at the Starlight Drive-In on a different character to show you my Boxcar Tower invention. Here's what the finished product looks like, but I'd like you to join me here during the construction phase to show you how I put this together. Ever since I got the Contraptions Workshop DLC, I wanted to build a boxcar tower. I built a boxcar city at Oberland Station, and I did a video on that, which you can watch here, and that was a lot of fun. But I really like the idea of the boxcars because you can use them, in my opinion, what I'd like to be able to do, is you can use them in really compact spaces. Small settlements like County Crossing or Coastal Cottage, and instead of building horizontally and taking up a lot of the land, you can instead build up, because look at the sky. There's so much sky that we can use. So let me show you what I've done so far. So as you can see, I've started work on the first floor, and all I'm basically doing is making one long orange tube on one side and one long orange tube on the other side. And this is just a personal choice. You can make this half the size if you want. You can make it an extremely tiny tower by just connecting two of these pieces side by side instead of having these big middle pieces here like I did. So it just depends on what you want to get out of your settlement. But I originally tried connecting them using more boxcar pieces, like this piece right here. This is a connecting piece that I figured would fit perfectly between these two pieces right here. And it does snap. However, if you use this piece, there's a problem, and I'll show you that right now. The only ladder that is tall enough to scale over a boxcar unit is the ladder that comes either with Contraptions Workshop or with the Far Harbor DLC. This is the ladder right here. And this is something that I learned while building this. The ladder that comes with Far Harbor and the ladder that comes with Contraptions Workshop, they're both the same. Those two ladders are taller than both the vanilla ladders that come with the game, which is this one, and the cement ladder that comes with Wasteland Workshop, which is this one. These two ladders are built off of the same height profile. They're just, you know, 1 unit story tall. They're not very tall. But the Contraptions Workshop one, as you can see, is much taller. So you have to use this ladder if you want to build a ladder that scales over the top of the boxcar. And the problem with this is that you can't, you know, if you put another one of these ladders, if you try to snap it on top to make it taller, it makes it too tall. If you try to use one of these stairs to make it just a little bit taller, it tries to snap on the other side. So it can get a little awkward. By the way, I'm not using any mods for this build. I wanted to do this using just the vanilla game assets and the assets that came with DLCs so that console players could play along. So, to make a long story short, the only ladder you can do to connect this entire situation is the ladder that comes with the Far Harbor or the Contraptions Workshop DLC. Now, the problem is that this ladder is exactly 2 squares wide. What do I mean by squares? I mean these. These are the tiniest floor pieces in the game. Now, you find a number of these in all the different tile sets that come with both vanilla and all of the DLCs. But those ladders are only 2 squares wide. The problem is that the pieces that come with the boxcar set are larger than that. So this piece right here is too short, right? It's got 2 separations. There's a line down the middle. But it's too short. It's maybe 1.5 boxes wide. Okay? This piece is too long. It's 3 units short. You see how it's got 2 sections? 1, 2. And this one has 3 sections, 1, 2, 3. But they don't match up in length to the floor units. These 2 floor units are longer than this piece and shorter than this piece. And since the latter is based on the units of the floor pieces, the only way to get this to work so that you can build straight up is to use a floor piece like this to connect the boxcars instead of using the tube. I hope that made sense. But that took me a long time to figure out. So now we've got this problem, right? We're trying to make a contained city here, like a tower, and this is open to the elements. Now, you could just put a door right there, and that's fine. You could have your settlers open and close the door before doing anything. But I kind of want to make this as enclosed as possible. So I haven't tested this out yet, but I'm actually going to try and build a little bit of walls. So let's go to the workshop. And you can use any tile set you want, as long as it's either Wasteland Workshop. I'm sorry, if it's Far Harbor or Contraptions DLC. And I'm going to see if that snaps. And it does. All right, let me remove that door. Please snap. It snaps on that side, but not on that side. Oh, it's because this is a twofer. Alright, so let's go ahead and get a different floor piece. There we go. And bingo. Okay. So, we've got walls on that connecting bit over there. And I'm trying to decide whether or not I should build a roof on it, because we are going to have a new boxcar that's going to come straight through here, and we're going to need a grate on there. Okay, so let's continue building. The nice thing about this whole setup, and I've tried to build this tower many times in the past, and I've never gotten it to work, but I finally figured out all the different pieces that you need to get this to snap together. The reason this has to snap is because if it's just a smidgen to the right or a smidgen to the left, then as you build up, it's going to start to look like this leaning domino tower. It's going to kind of step up to the right until it starts to look absolutely ridiculous. So these do have to snap in perfect place so that the edges line up so that the tower grows straight instead of kind of moving off to the left and looking like this squiggly line going up. All right, but I finally figured it out, so let's go ahead and build floor number 2. So I've got an end cap piece over here, and as you can see from my previous build, I've got one long connector, the second long connector, and then an end cap over here. So let's go to our boxcar tile set, and I'll grab an orange piece so that it looks like it's part of it. And this is a 3-panel piece. 1, 2, 3. And I think that's exactly what I need. Is that what I need? That's what I need. Alright, so let's do one more 3-panel piece. Alright. Now, this is a connection piece with an end cap. So, let's go find one of those. Right there. See how it's got an end cap there? There, that should work perfectly. And I'm so happy that nothing is clipping. Again, I'm not using any mods for this. I'm not using my Place Anywhere mod. So, you should be able to follow along. Okay, now here's the moment of truth. If we can get a great floor from the warehouse tile set to go right on top of this, I'm going to be so happy. Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Yay! Alright. So, let's go ahead and grab another orange piece here. And you could use the blue tile set too. What I'm wanting to do is I'm going to be making 2 towers eventually. I'm just doing this one right now with you. And my second tower is going to be blue. But I want each of these towers to have its own solid color. That matches up. That matches up. Oh, beautiful. So I'll have an orange tower and a blue tower. Okay, so I've got 2 more. Oh, by the way, notice that I'm using different pieces here. These pieces right here have the wooden stilts attached, and these pieces on top don't. And I think that makes a lot of sense because you're going to have to elevate the bottom floor, but the rest of it just sits on top. It's supported by the floor beneath it, so these ones don't actually need the orange supports, the wooden supports. And I'm not using a mod to get the supports. That's just part of the Contraptions Workshop tile set. See this piece? They're identical to the other pieces. They just have supports. So let's put that there. And then we're going to need one end cap piece right there. Now, so you go up one floor, you go across, and now we need to put a ladder. So let's go to either the barn or the warehouse tile set. Go to ladders, and let's find our perfect little ladder. Look at that. And it snaps so beautifully. Since we're already in this tile set, let's go ahead and put some floor or walls down. And now let's connect it with another boxcar. Bingo! Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can see where this is going. It's basically just a rinse and repeat job. I'm not going to make you watch the entire process. I'm going to push pause real quick, and you can join me after I've got this sucker done. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I managed to make it 7 stories tall before I hit the build limit ceiling for this particular settlement. And man, is that a wall of orange. But it turned out really well. It's using up a lot more space than I thought it would, but that's because I made it super wide. I didn't need these 2 pieces in there, but no mods used. It all snapped together perfectly, and man, it's a dizzying sight. Let's take a look inside. Here we are at the top. I just added the final bit, and whoa, it is really tall. The settlers will be able to open these up and either commit suicide or just enjoy the view. Over here, I decided to put this little warehouse end cap thing for a ceiling. And there are some gaps in there, which I'm not terribly fond of. But even with the boxcar set, if you use just those pieces and join them together, there's still a little bit of an open air gap if you connect a long piece to a door by its end. So that's just the way the pieces were made. I don't think we can get around that. But yeah, I put doors all the way around, and it just snakes all the way down. And here you can see through the floor all the way through. I probably shouldn't have used the wire floor because, well, if this were a real thing, I'm sure these guys would get really drafty. But there you go. I used the chicken wire floor. And it just circles all the way around for 7 whole floors. Oh my goodness. This is a very, very, very large build. But hopefully you'll be able to just rinse and repeat what I showed you earlier for the first floor to get this same sort of effect. Can I jump? Ah. Oh man, I'm running out of breath and everything. There we go. Woo! That's a big tower. Well, I've got the blue one to build. I said I was going to build a blue one. And so I think I will. Probably won't make it quite as tall. But let's get to work on that. So the only way that these connect to each other is through the doors, which means that we have to use this piece. But we can try to make it as tiny as possible. So that's the smallest width that we would be able to do, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to make a loop. Alright, so what we learned from the last build was that we are going to need one of these floors, because that's the exact width that we're going to need to connect. And then just do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, so let's put a ladder down so I can get up into this sucker. And now, that brings it on up, so that I should, if I did this correctly, be able to just pop one of these bad boys to the top here. Oops, looks like I did it a little too... Whoa! I did it the wrong way around. There we go. This is going to be a much smaller tower. Let's put our walls down here. Let's see. I wonder if cement... Now, cement is really heavy, and this is a lightweight aluminum or steel build. If I put cement walls in there, it would make the entire structure pretty heavy. So let's do something really light. And yeah, let's use the same walls we used last time. Or maybe we could use the greenhouse walls. This will be interesting. Come down here, see this nice glass, open air view. Alright, I'm going to build this up a little bit and I'll show you the finished product. As you can see, it's going to be much smaller than the other one. And what you can do with these is, if you wanted to make better use of the inside, you could make these longer and then build out little rooms onto the inside. And I'm trying to think of how I could do that. Let's see, if you took one of these, yeah, let's remove this, and if you take one of these, that builds a little room here where you could put a bed for a settler or whatever. And in that way, there, you see? And it doesn't go all the way. In that way, you could scale the length of this wall of the tower indefinitely until you run out of room in the settlement. And then on the interior, like an apartment complex, you could build these little nooks that could be used for storage or for settler rooms or whatever. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm going to build out the rest of this blue tower and I'll show you the finished result. I just had a really cool idea while I was building this. What if I put an elevator on the interior in here to connect all the different floors? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. I've built 4 floors, so that's perfect for a 4-floor elevator. Let's try it out. So I can go to elevator. Oh man, look at that! It's perfect! Let's see, do I need... Yeah, I need to put some supports under there. So let's go to scaffolding, and I don't think it will snap, but it'll look good, and that's what's important. Oh man. Oh! Oh man! Oh, I wish I was using my mod right now. I wish I was using my mod. Ah! Oh, what was that? I got one down, which means I can snap it to the side. Middle. This is where I want it. Come on. This is where I want it. No! 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 It's literally putting it everywhere I don't want it. Come on. Yes! Yes! Alright, I'll figure that out later. Alright, there's the finished product. It's a 4-story boxcar tower, and you can see it's much thinner than that one. And that's pretty much as compact as I could get it. I don't think you're going to be able to get it any less wide than that. But it's got this really cool glass wall where you can see the hallway and a cool little glass elevator. Check that out. I need to fix that gap right there. But there's a nice little elevator working on in there. So I'll show you really quickly how it works. Come on in here and over to the left. Or to the right. Oh, let's say floor 4. Sure, why not? 2, 3, 4. And look at that. Oop, looks like I forgot a roof here. But that's easy to fix. There we go. Nice little roof. And this is my nice little blue tower stack. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A nice, short, sweet video on how to build a tower for your settlement using the boxcar pieces and just a few little warehouse tile pieces. This was a lot of fun. I've been meaning to do something like this. And this is going to be great for settlements with high build limits and for settlements that are short on space and you still want to put settlers in homes. You want them to each have their own bedroom, but you're running out of space. I believe Abernathy Farm has the tallest build limit. I'm not sure. I would suggest that this would be great for Hangman's Alley, but Hangman's Alley has such a low build limit. You'd have to find a way to get around that. Anyway, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you like this video. If you like videos like this where I show off neat little inventions or ways to do things in Fallout 4, let me know in the comments below and I'll be sure to make more content like this. Subscribe for more future content. Your subscriptions keep this channel alive. And thank you all so much for watching.